There's a broader awareness in the public as to what we're eating because people are starting to lead healthier lifestyles. They're starting to exercise more, they're smoking less, they're eating less meat. And what they're looking for is that same alternative option in diet. People are beginning to live that lifestyle, and now they're beginning to ask for that lifestyle on their plate in the form of a healthier alternative, which is basically a vegetarian food.
Banff, Alberta, the ideal location for award-winning chef Ron Pickarski to present a workshop on the art of gourmet vegetarian cooking, the art of eco-cuisine.
The whole philosophy behind the vegetarian food and eco-cuisine is basically working with food that nurtures our own bodies, our own environment, and the environment around us. This is an art form. It's a new art form that hasn't really been explored that much. This is a whole uncharted area. So we've done about everything you can do with meats. We've done about everything you can do with dairy and seafood. But who's really explored, really taken plant-based foods in this direction? And it really hasn't been done. So my attempt is really to inspire you, my colleagues, to work with this food and to give you some practical applications for it.
Attending the workshop are chefs from a wide range of restaurants and educational institutions. They're here because they have recognized the fact that people are asking for alternatives in their menu selection. They have also recognized the opportunity to benefit from the skills and talents of Chef Ron Pickarski.
There were about 12 to 14 chefs came, and they came from Calgary, Banff, Lake Louise, some of the finer resorts in the Banff area. And they came looking for really a more evolved version of vegetarian food, which is eco-cuisine.
Well, what attracted me to the workshop is actually spending a day with Ron Pickarski, who is world-renowned for his culinary expertise. And it validates what it is that you're doing when somebody with that kind of certification is teaching vegetarian cuisine.
It's just an amazing experience for me as a chef to pick someone else's brain and to see a new style. That I've gone through the Stratford Chef School and I've come out of that, and there's still so much to learn. You never know everything.
This one?
The workshop offers a unique opportunity for the participants to further their knowledge on vegetarian cooking techniques. But it also is very much a hands-on experience. Chef Pickarski has had extensive experience in preparing dishes for the world's most discerning palates. He has earned numerous awards for his culinary talents and has led a team from the United States to win the first gold and silver medals ever bestowed for entirely plant-based food at one of the world's most prestigious food competitions, the International Culinary Olympics.
Techniques that are teaching in the workshop are going back to the old techniques, to the original, going back to the basics, and also going back to the basics with a lot of the food. It's pristine, original cooking techniques mixed with some relatively new things. And then there's also the original foods, like the tofu, which developed like 2,000 years ago by the Chinese. It's bringing these basic techniques and these new foods together to create a whole new cuisine that, for most chefs, it's uncharted water.
It's very interesting because there are traditional techniques that are being used, but applied to vegetarian cooking. So I think that really appeals to me because I'm a great, admirer of classic technique, and I think that's a good jumping off point to experiment with new products and, put out fresh ideas.
We're finding that more people are looking for these vegetarian type dishes, so you want to come in and get more grounded in that cuisine and find out what alternatives, how we can replace some of the meat with the tofu products or the grain products and make them more palatable and interesting for mainstream people, because it doesn't have to appeal to just vegetarians.
And indeed, the final presentation of the day's work does have a high degree of appeal.
With my presentation, I'm working with center-of-the-plate type protein foods that most people, vegetarian and non-vegetarian, can relate to. I'm using a piece of seitan, which looks like a piece of grilled meat. It has a texture and flavor, and I serve it with the traditional French brown sauce with fresh vegetables to create something that's very pleasing to both vegetarians and transitional people on meat diets.
The workshop in Banff offered an introduction to Eco-Cuisine for many of the chefs who attended. Their enthusiasm for the time spent with Chef Pickarski and the techniques they learned was very evident at the end of the day.
Fabulous. I knew very little about vegetarian cooking other than what I do on my own. And it's just fabulous to come and see someone who's spent their whole life devoted to this and already learned the tricks of the trade.
It's been absolutely fascinating. Really enjoyed my time here.
My eyes have been open to new products and how to use them, and you know, this is what I'm looking for. Yeah, as far as I want to be educated about this.
I probably feel like we can even take that workshop in a higher grounds, because he really gave us the basic. Now it's up to us really to take it a step higher to improve. People still want to have a really nice plate. You know, the taste, the look makes a big impression to start with. You know, if you start with the look, oh, that looks good and it tastes good, well, you will have a repeat customer. And that's the goal.